Hello, Lions. It is a fantastic Friday at Linda Elementary School. I'm Mr. Garcia, your assistant principal. Happy Friday, August 23rd. There is no place I would rather be than right here with all of you. Teachers, thank you very much for getting your lunch count and attendance in. We really appreciate that. Girls on the Run is coming, and as I mentioned to you before, we have special guest hosts.
And I'll wave and say hi.
Okay, everybody, here are our guest hosts.
Hi! I am Mrs. Papo,
I'm Misty Nieves.
and we are your Girls on the Run coaches this year. For those of you who don't know, Girls on the Run is a program for 3rd and 4th grade girls where we learn to build our confidence and create positive relationships with friends with a little bit of exercise, but that could be running, jumping, skipping, whatever you're comfortable with. And I think this year will be super fun.
Super fun. So,
Okay, I'm Mrs. Coughlin,
And I'm Miss Lee.
and we are Heart and Soul. We are for 5th and 6th grade, and it's similar to Girls on the Run, but we talk about relationships, we gain confidence. Last year we called it a sisterhood, so it's not really about running and exercising, it's really about learning about ourselves and others.
If you have any questions, you can come to my room, which is 106, or Miss Reagan's room. We have flyers where you can sign up and take them home and show your parents.
And it usually costs $225. However, the school district is paying for
So
it.
it's free.
Yeah.
How did you like that? How PBIS today? Being respectful, responsible, and safe. So please be quiet when you're having lunch in the cafeteria. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Most classes have been pretty good, but I think 2nd and 3rd grade, it was pretty loud in there today. And I want you to think of it this way, not just 2nd and 3rd grade, but all grades. Think of the classroom voice, think of your classroom voice, what your teacher expects of you in terms of your voice in the classroom. Are you allowed to shout across the classroom at somebody? Are you allowed to just to yell and call out when you want something or when you need something or when maybe you have a question about what somebody did? No, you don't do that. How about in the library? Do you do that in the library? Do you just shout out and yell at people? No, you don't do that. Well, the same applies to the cafeteria. You need to have that same classroom library voice when you're in the cafeteria. You talk to your friends, you enjoy your food, and you talk to your friends around you. Okay, you don't shout and yell at somebody across the table, at another table, anything like that. You show, well, what are you showing by this? There's 3 words in PBIS: respectful, responsible, safe. What are you being when you're being that way? If you said respectful, you're right. Respectful. So let's work on that line. I have a couple of roar cards today, so I'm really excited about these coming in. This first one is for Mrs. Egger from Mrs. Coughlin. Mrs. Egger saw that a guest teacher left the gate open at lunchtime. She kept us all safe by closing the door. I appreciate you. That's from Mrs. Coughlin. Congratulations, Mrs. Egger. That's pretty fantastic. Natalia got one from Mrs. Sether. Natalia helped Mrs. Carlson out. Thank you for your kindness. Heart, Mrs. Sether. Great job, Natalia. Ethan in Mrs. Coughlin's class. Ethan got this. He was asked to vacuum our room when his table group got a little messy. Thank you for being responsive and taking initiative. Heart, Mrs. Coughlin. Great job, Ethan. Next one is for Mrs. Coughlin's class from Mrs. Coughlin. She said, great job to the entire class, walking quietly to the office. Mrs. Williams also gave the class a nice compliment. Keep up the great job. Heart, Mrs. Coughlin. Wow, some really fantastic stuff in there today. Okay, so we're going to do our drawing now to see who won. So we'll do 2 from the lower grades and 2 from the upper grades. First, the upper grades. The first one is Natalia in Mrs. Sether's class. You are a winner, so you'll be coming to the office to get your prize. The next one is for Ethan in Mrs. Coughlin's class. Ethan, you are a winner at the end of the week. We don't have any lower grade winners because we don't have any lower grade tickets yet. So let's work on that. Lunch menu for today: chicken and cheese quesadilla, Southwest black bean and corn quesadilla, olives, jicama, apple, and milk. Great lunch there. Today is the 23rd. We have 3 birthdays today, plus a couple over the weekend. So the birthdays for today: Sophia Luviano, 8-year-old second grader Mrs. Messick, Karma Triplet, 9-year-old third grader Mrs. Sanchez, Andrew Yang, 7-year-old first grader Mr. Nieves. Happy birthday, Sophia, Karma, and Andrew today. And tomorrow, Emily Cheng, 5-year-old kindergartner, Mrs. Hudson's class. And on Sunday, Manha Hamid, 8-year-old second grader in Mrs. Messick's class. And Gonzalo Jimenez Lopez, 6-year-old first grader in Mrs. Hancock's class. Happy birthday, Emily, Manha, and Gonzalo this weekend. All right, very good. All right, now a joke. Let's see, think one. What did the beach say when the tide came in? Long time no see. Something to think about there, okay? All right, everybody, let's stand for the flag salute. Hats off, hoods off, including me. Okay, ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, very good job, Lions. Attendance, make sure you are being here every day. You come, have a little breakfast, get something in your stomach so you're ready for school. And remember, don't miss school, because when you miss school, right, you miss out. Be here every day. And as I always say, the world is a different place. The world is a better place because you're in it. So have a great day, Lions, and we'll see you around.